Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Erin.
We're here at Northeastern University finding out what some of our physics students have been up to on their co-ops.
Typically, our students are on co-op from July until December and are in classes from January until June. Some of the physics co-op jobs range from working in engineering companies to biomedical physics labs and even investment banking firms. Today we'll be speaking to two physics students about their co-op experiences.
Our first student is Brendan Kellner, a dual physics and philosophy major who is currently in New York City. Brendan, what have you been working on?
Hi Mike, I'm working at a forensic architecture and engineering firm here in the city. We provide expert opinions in ongoing construction litigation cases. Primarily my job entails going to construction sites and categorizing and documenting the construction practices. I also work with the incoming information in the office and compile it into reports. We also supervise reconstruction of damaged buildings, and I've been gaining experience revising AutoCAD drawings. We also just celebrated our 3rd year in business this year in a very small new firm.
That sounds like a great experience. I'm sure you've been spending some time outside of the office as well?
Absolutely, Mike. I always thought I would live in New York City at some point, and it's an amazing place. I'm currently living at the New Yorker Hotel, along with 200 other college students. My roommate is also a Northeastern co-op student, currently working at the UN. Last week, he even got us tickets to see Yo-Yo Ma play in the General Assembly. Generally, I've been walking through the different neighborhoods and getting a feel for the local cuisine. I've also been checking out the village, but that's a story for a different day.
Well, that sounds like a blast. We'll be back with Brendan in a moment. In the meantime, let's see what Holly Taylor, a physics and geology dual major, is up to in Woods Hole, Massachusetts.
Hi, Erin. I'm here at the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution on Cape Cod. The lab I work in researches harmful algal blooms, also known as red tides, for various species of algae. My boss is specifically interested in Alexandrium, a dinoflagellate which produces a toxin that can accumulate in filter feeders, such as shellfish. People who eat these infected shellfish can develop paralytic shellfish poisoning. So far, I've been able to participate in 2 research cruises on Georges Bank and in the Gulf of Maine, collecting water samples at different locations to get an idea of the bloom conditions for each year. Back here in Woods Hole, I post-process the samples and count the numbers of Alexandrium species under an epifluorescent microscope. This is part of a collaborative effort to understand how blooms develop and progress over time.
That sounds interesting. How is it living on a ship?
It's a really fascinating environment, living in such close proximity with about 25 other people. I served as part of the science crew, standing a watch from 12 to 4 a.m. and 12 to 4 p.m. The hours take a bit getting used to, but the science has got to get done somehow, right?
Yes, very true. Don't you... What is that?
I don't know, but what happens if I...
Whoa, that was strange. Anyways, let's go back and see how Brendan is doing in New York City. Brendan?
Oh, hey Erin. It's been a whole year since New York. I'm surprised to hear from you guys. And what happened to Mike?
I just hit this button that... yeah, where are you?
Well, that was strange. Anyway, I'm currently on co-op at the Leibniz University in Hanover, Germany. I'm working in a genetics laboratory importing new properties into pea plants, such as cold resistance, using fluorescent marker genes. I'm also nurturing the plants along till harvest in the greenhouse.
That is really something. We cut away to talk to Holly, and then we find him across the ocean. So anyways, Brendan, how is it living abroad?
Oh, well, Erin, it's been an amazing experience. I didn't know any German a few months ago, but I've been able to get by with the basics. And it's provided me a new perspective to look back on the U.S. and the rest of the world. I've also had the privilege to travel extensively, and I have about an hour and a half to tell you more before my trip. Well, Mike, it's been great talking, but the train's about to leave. I really have to get out.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. Enjoy your trip, and we'll be sure to check in with you again after the weekend. You know, Mike, I bet you that Holly is a year older now, too. Let's check in with her and see what she's up to these days. Holly, can you hear me?
Yes. Erin, your reporting lag is quite strange indeed, but I'm doing quite well. I'm working now at the Jet Propulsion Lab in Pasadena, California, as an intern for the NASA Undergraduate Student Research Program. My mentors are geophysicists, interested in learning about the mantle convection processes within Venus. Venus is interesting because it's of a similar size and composition of Earth, but it does not have plate tectonics. Some of our colleagues in France have developed a program that we run through the supercomputer here. The output that we get is run through a series of programs in MATLAB to give us a visual interpretation of what we're trying to see. It's a lot of guess and check because we don't have a lot of information about Venus, but it's been a lot of fun so far.
And how is LA life treating you, Holly?
It's certainly different than the East Coast, but I'm definitely enjoying the weather here. Usually on the weekends, my fellow interns and I try to go to the beach to soak up some sun. Well, we've also gone to see a Dodgers game and seen an excellent show at the LA Philharmonic.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Let's check back in with Brendan and see how he's doing. Yeah, I think I'm getting the hang.
Oh, hey Mike. You didn't play with that button again? Well, anyway, I'm in Boston now, working in a biophysics lab on campus. I'm currently running an experiment on heme proteins, which is similar to what I'll be doing on my next co-op in London. I'm going to be working at a laser lab at Imperial College there.
Wow, we'll have a great time. If I figure this time thing out, we can see you in London.
Well, that about wraps it up. Sounds like our students have been involved in some fascinating research projects. Thanks for tuning in and see you next time.